course, Caesar, Bronx, followed by second course holding, filet, mid-rare, halibut.
Told you I was gonna have the Henny bottle on deck. By the way, I told you it was.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another amazing pod, Late Night with Chef, Truffle Boy, and Doug reporting for duty. And tonight we have an amazing guest chef in the house.
Let's
Doug,
go.
introduce our guest chef of the evening for us, please.
Yes, sir. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Tonight we are talking to Chef Jon P out of the Bronx. Some of you guys might know Chef. He definitely has quite a few side hustles going on, as well as a clothing line of his own. So excited to have you on tonight, Chef. How you doing tonight?
I'm having a blast, man. We're here. We're hanging out. We're gonna talk about some amazing topics, and I'm honored to be on your show, man. I'm a fan. And
Thank you.
And now I'm a part of it. This is an amazing experience. I appreciate y'all for having me, for real.
Yes, definitely. We appreciate you being on, and I just want to, sort of iterate. One of the things we always talk about is, whoever wants to be on our show, just DM us. We get random DMs all the time, like, hey, I want a spot on the show. And I think a lot of times people, they don't live up to that. They're like, oh, DM us, we'll get back to you. But like me and Truffle Boy out here, we really do try to get back to everybody, and we want to hear everyone's perspective. Everyone has something unique about them, and we're just really happy also to have you on here and kind of give us a little bit of that, Bronx vibe you got going on.
All right. Well, first off, can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Get a yeah? Yeah. Gang shit. You know the vibes. Stop playing. Yeah, man. It's right now, as far as like with everything going on in the world, obviously because of COVID, it's hard out here in the industry. Like, it depends where you're at. When I was in Florida in January, and it was booming. Shit was just booming. People, no mask, everybody hanging out. You come back to New York and it's like National Guard waiting for you to fill out a piece of paper. Like,
where have you been?
But, yeah. They're like, yeah, where you at? You were here? Who?
Yeah.
And I know you from where? Like,
exactly.
But yeah, man, the country, the country's on two sides of the fence right now, especially the industry itself. You got people out there thriving, and you got people out there, unfortunately, they can't get a job, or like here in New York City, to say the least, it's a very dense population of people, and a lot of people do have kitchen skill sets. So,
yeah,
9 times out of 10, when you're applying to a job, it's probably another 1,000 people behind you applying at the same job. So it's been rough. I mean, I've been fortunate. A lot of my ex-colleagues and coworkers and stuff, they've been fortunate. And yeah, man, I'm just trying to pass on this blessing, man. If I can get it, anybody can get it. But it's hard out here. COVID got the game fucked up right now.
Definitely. And, so hitting a little bit of that, your early, upbringings as a chef, was that based in New York? How far back does this game kind of start for you?
I want to say I mean, it always starts at home. Rest in peace to my mother. My mother was a phenomenal cook. She always cooked at home. Every time I came home from school, there was always a hot meal on the table. We were just like that kind of traditional family when it came to like food and just having a moment together after work or after school. I learned most of the tricks of the trade through my mother. I remember like when I moved out around 19, 20 years old. And I remember calling my mom on the phone, like, yo, mom, how you cook this? Yo, how you do this? But if you would have told me at 22, 23 that I was going to be a chef 10 years from now, I'd have laughed at you right in your fucking face. I'd have been like, you out of your mind.
What? Yeah.
Ain't nobody cooking. The fuck out of here. Like,
what were some of those recipes that you remember, calling about? You're like,
pollo guisado, asopao, sancocho, stuffed cabbage rolls. Oof. Just learning how to finally master how to make rice. That shit took forever, bro.
How many times do you wash your rice, chef?
I wash my rice until my water's clear. Period.
There you go.
Don't come at me with no starchy ass rice. I want some sushi grade shit when I'm ready to cook. You hear me?
Most definitely.
I'm not gonna front like you don't come home exhausted and you're just like, man, just fucking cook the rice. Like,
but it is. Yeah. So you're 22, 23. You're kind of, just sort of.
I'm in the streets.
Life. Yeah.
I'm in the streets. I'm figuring it out. I'm out here. I'm standing in front of a pizza shop, hustling, like trying to get it. That was just that was the mentality that I was in at that age. And so pretty much, I'm standing in front of a pizza shop. I'm getting it, I'm doing my thing. And the owner of the pizza shop is like, yo, kid, what are you doing? I'm like, huh? He's like, obviously nothing. He's like, yo, do me a favor, go run this pizza for me real quick. I said, all right, fuck it. I went, got a little $5 tip. I was like, all right, cool. Came back, gave him the change. Everything was copacetic. And then his delivery boy winds up quitting. So I'm 23, 24. His delivery boy winds up quitting. I'm pretty much working with him like every other day, as long as I feel like it. Like I could work 2 hours for him, or I could work the whole day with him. So that happens for like about a week and a half, and then his cook gets sick. So he ran the pizza oven, Mario, Bedford Park Pizza on Decatur. You know the vibes.
I love it.
So Mario is the one who got me into the culinary arts, and I can never forget that.
I need friends who shot me out like that, man.
Mario's an old dude. He's an OG for sure in the game. His cook got sick. His cook had some kidney issues or whatever, or maybe he had like one of them 4-day hangovers. I'm not sure. Cook got sick. He's like, yo, come back here, put an apron on. I need you to help me. And I'm like, help you do what? And he's like, I need you to help me cook some burgers. Because that was like the deep fry station, the plancha, and the saute station all in one three burner connector right there.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm nervous now. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm about to fuck up this nigga's whole business right now. Like, but it's all right.
In that situation, in the middle of the moment, did you already have, some experience? Were you like, where?
Yeah, at home, not being rushed with a fucking angry Italian dude on your ass. Like, hey, buddy, I need the gabagool over here now. Like, it was crazy, bro. So I'm like, I got like anxiety and shit, but eventually you kind of just deal with it, and you come back the next day, and you come back the next day, and you come back the next day. Next thing you know, a year passed, and you're like, yo, I'm really good at this. Like, damn, all right, cool. Like, maybe I could see myself doing this on a higher level than a pizzeria. So I go from there, and I wind up working for Fresh & Co. I don't know if they got a Fresh & Co. in Chicago or Florida. Pretty much like a salad bar spot.
Okay. I
worked there for like 22 days, and then I fucking quit. That shit was bullshit, bro. I got there. It was on 86 and Lex. You can bleep that out if you have to. I don't know if we're gonna get sued for that. But I fucking hated it there, man. The GM was a prick. The cooks were cool as shit. They taught me so much in that little bit of time that I was there.
Yeah.
And I just got tight one day, bro. Like I just came in with one of those attitudes, like, I swear if somebody said something to me, they get punched in the mouth. And like, I was young, I was naive. So I was just like, I don't know what happened. Probably had an argument with my girl or something. I just came to work. I was just mad. And the GM said something slick out of his face. And I was just like, yo, bro, this is my last day. No like bullshit. That. I said, this could be my last week or this could be my last day. You pick. That's what I told him. And then I leave. I finish the shift. He calls me. He's like, yo, you really gonna leave? Because I bust my ass. Although I didn't know a lot, I was the dude like, yo, the food came in. I'm bringing the boxes down. Like, boom, I'm hustling, bustling. Like, what I don't have in knowledge, I put it in work ethic. So
I like that. I think that's important for our young guys out there to understand.
Anybody. Listen, I seen dudes come out of culinary school with motherfucking bachelor's degree from the CIA. You put them in the shits, they can't handle it. Want to go cry in a walk-in box. Like, the fuck out of here, dude. Come on, don't waste my time. You know what I mean? But it's you also, not only like as someone with experience, but when you see someone like that they just really don't know what they're doing, you got to be that guy and just be like, yo, come here, let me show you something real quick. Or don't do it like that, because if the chef sees that, like, yo, he's gonna have a problem with it. Like, little things like that, you want to put people on, like, especially when they're brand new to the game. It sucks when you really get thrown to the wolves, because it happens. Sometimes if he dies, he dies. Like, it happens. Like,
baptism by fire, yeah.
Baptism by fire, baby. That's the only way you're gonna get better too. You
100%.
know.
Now, just to kind of give us a time frame. What year is this where you're at, Fresh?
My daughter wasn't born yet. So we're talking like 2013, 2014. around
And,
there. And,
you know,
yeah.
in terms of like being in the culinary scene, have you been like was there like some you know, content that you were reaching for, that you were getting this knowledge besides, you know, passed down recipes and you know, kind of what you learned in the restaurants? Were you kind of seeking, was there any good tools that helped you out in terms of like your culinary food knowledge aspect?
Yeah, when I started working with the Chelsea Music Festival, that's when it got real. We doing fine dining. Like it got real, got serious real quick. It wasn't no games. It was about professionalism. You know what I mean? I was on some yes sir, no sir, yes chef, no chef type vibes. Like I took it serious because it was a serious opportunity. I'm working with internationally renowned chefs. One of my favorite chefs, the first one that I got to work with was Sammy Talberg from Finland. One of my favorite chefs. He taught me more in 2 weeks. He taught me more about myself than I learned about cooking in 2 weeks. So I thought that was a beautiful thing for me, because whoever thought, you know, this random young adult from the Bronx, coming from Decatur, it's not the best neighborhood to live in. You know, whoever thought I would get this shot, I would get this one lifetime opportunity to really learn the game, learn what, like how to fabricate a chicken, learn how to, you know, you're learning about foraging, you're learning about wild product that's in our backyard that you can use and you can cook with, things like that, things of that nature. So when I started working with him, it blew my mind on how big this realm of knowledge really is, and how much that it's never ending. It's like the Big Bang, baby. You know what I'm saying? When you thought you reached the end, it's still expanding. And this is something that he taught me, but he also taught me something about myself, which was I was a little bitch in the kitchen too. And I was very apologetic and shit like that. And he kind of made me find my balls in the kitchen, you know what I mean? Like be confident and stuff like that. And that's one thing I give him a lot of praise to, because he I don't know if he saw potential, but he was a great experience into how you conduct yourself in a kitchen. So he was a great guy. And I worked with many more like him through the Chelsea Music Festival, which again, big shout out to the Chelsea Music Festival. You know the vibes.
Yeah.
Big shout outs to Tiffany. Big shout outs to Tiffany Fung, the director for the Chelsea Music Festival, one of the directors. She's the one who gave me that big break. And then she hired me maybe about for 6 years after that. I would do that seasonal contract, and I just kept coming back better and better, better and better, better and better.
Yeah.
So I want to give her a big shout out because she made that happen.
So before you kind of found this big break, you know, that between leaving Leaf & Co., was there sort of that moment, you know, did Leaf & Co. kind of put a bad taste in your mouth for the industry?
Fresh & Co. wanted me to go back. Fresh & Co. wanted me to go back to the streets and sell drugs, allegedly. Allegedly. I wanted to like never pick up a knife again in my life. I was like, the fuck out of here. I went home. I didn't even want to cook. I didn't even want to cook at home. But that wasn't the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? My girl at the time.
Did you guys feed a lot of vegans and like vegetarians and have to put up with their, you know, dietary restrictions, or what was the vibes inside this Fresh & Co.?
We're talking 2013.
Leaf
so
&
this
Co.
whole vegan.
Was it a lot of Karens?
Let's call them Leaf & Co. Let's call them Leaf & Co. I didn't really do.
Are they still around?
Hell yeah, bro. That's a $1 million corporation. They ain't going nowhere.
They're never
They're the McDonald's of salad. Stop playing.
The McDonald's of salad, Leaf & Co.
Stop playing.
And
they're the McDonald's of salad.
Was this like a brick and mortar, or was this like
facts? It was a brick and mortar, and the 86 in Lexington location that I got hired at. And I'll tell you the story how I actually got hired for that. But that was the only one with the gas grill on the top floor, on the first floor when you walked in. So they would grill salmon, steaks. They would grill all the proteins for the salads. The other Fresh & Co.'s would have to get the proteins from the commissary and head them up in like convection ovens. We didn't have to do that. We were cooking our food fresh. But shout out to the line cooks there. I forget your names, but y'all were dope. Y'all treated me nice, even when I put in that 22-day resignation. They were just like, yo, what can we do to keep you here? Like, can we give you more money and stuff? And I'm just like, nah. And I was earning at that time, I think minimum wage in New York was like $9.25 an hour. It was $9.25 an hour. And I was barely like breaking like $200 a week, barely. So it was rough.
Goodness. Yeah.
It was rough. Yeah. That's how it started, bro.
For all our viewers tuning in, can you
As far as
describe? Can you describe?
as far as the Karen, sorry, my fault. Sorry. As far as the Karen question goes, we're talking about the boom of that vegan non-gluten shit, 2012, 2013. Nah, but yeah, come on, bro. Stop playing. How somebody asked me if squash had gluten? Like, I don't know. Like, I just started cooking. I don't know.
Oh, squash.
To all our viewers kind of tuning in all around the world, describe New York lifestyle. Describe like how tight everything is, and if it's not, right? Because that's my sense, that everything's kind of like tight and super packed, and there's a bunch of people. Give it to us from your perspective, growing up in New York, and what's it like? What were your favorite like spots as a kid, or
Ooh, okay.
And tell us the cultural, like how the blocks work and everything like that as well.
All right. I hope you got a good 7 minutes right now. So, all right. Growing up in the Bronx, I grew up on Broadway on 232nd. Anybody from New York, from the Bronx, where the IHOP is. I grew up the hill up there. When I was a kid, like my favorite spots as I remember my childhood, it was like McDonald's, little pizza shop, Chinese food, stuff like that. You hit your cornichinos and stuff like that. You go get your boneless spare rib tips with pork fried rice, extra barbecue sauce, to the point where you put so much barbecue sauce, the chinos is getting mad that you doing it. Like, but that was like kid. Like, as I got older, it was always the bodega. It was always the corner store. I'm going to the corner store. I'm gonna get my hot fries. I'm gonna get my bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna get my ham and cheese. Cause chopped cheese were invented when I was little. That chopped cheese stuff is new. It's fairly new. That's what like Generation Z and stuff like that. They kind of grew up with that. We got introduced to that already in our teenage years. I loved eating at home mainly. But like when we did get spoiled and stuff, it was definitely like the McDonald's, the chinos and stuff like that. That was always like my thing. And then, when I was out and about, or I go to I go to Marble Hill, go play in Orange Park and stuff like that. You had the little bodega right there on 228. And you went to 228 Kingsbridge Avenue right there. You pop in, you get yourself a little ham and cheese with tomato, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, and you good to go. That's it. Little quarter water. It was life. That was the culture, baby. Certain stores you couldn't go to. You couldn't go to certain stores at a certain age because certain things are happening on that block that you don't want to be a part of or you don't want to get caught up in. We're talking about the generation, the last generation before security cameras in every single building and stuff like that. So a lot of things used to happen, you know what I mean? In more ways than one. Fuck around, wear the wrong color, walk into a bodega, you get beat the fuck up. It was that serious, but for the most part, I mean, things happen, but culturally out here, man, when it comes to like, just like you going to eat somewhere or you wanting to go to a certain place to go get something, it just depends on where you're going. That's it. There's certain neighborhoods you can't go at nighttime because they're going to look at you funny. They're going to be like, what are you doing here? But there's other places that you can go all times of the day. And there might be a crackhead breakdancing in front of the restaurant trying to get $1, but you still go there anyway because that's some of the best food you ever had in your life.
I like it. I think
so it's real.
That should be a James Beard Award.
Thank you, bro.
So, talking a little bit about this Chelsea Music Festival, you said you did that for about 6 years?
I did that consecutively for 6 years, and then unfortunately COVID hit and they had to kind of just take a little hiatus on that. They still promote. They're constantly still promoting. You can check them out, if I'm correct, at Chelsea Music Festival on Instagram.
Gotcha.
You can check them out as well. Or if it's not Chelsea Music Festival, it's CMF.
So what kind of artists do they bring, and have you had the pleasure of like personally meeting any of these artists?
I've had the pleasure of meeting a whole array of different artists, talents, from jazz performers to classical. A lot of the names kind of escape me right now. It's been that long because the quarantine.
Yeah, I'm sure over 6 years how many
Yeah.
festivals do they do a year? 1, 2?
Nah, they'll do maybe 2 weeks. They'll probably do like 6 shows throughout the 2 weeks.
Wow.
And the first year I was pretty much just like, just their prep cook and stuff. And then the second year, they kind of gave me more responsibility. The third year, I wind up self-titling myself as the senior sous chef. And they were just like, yeah, you got that. No problem.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just everything from just making sure that when we would work with the Institute of Culinary Education, we would rent their kitchen out. But I wind up building a relationship with the culinary school that I couldn't afford to go to. And that was just a blessing in and of itself as well. And it wasn't able to be possible without the Chelsea Music Festival. Because, you know, I'm over here nickel and diamond, and, you know, the school costs money.
Yeah.
But through them, I'm able to like build a relationship with their administration. So I'm building a relationship with, Paul from Special Events. I was meeting with the director of their culinary program. You know, mind you, this is a culinary school where everyone's wearing whites, and I'm wearing a red beanie with a black chef coat. So as every time I'm passing a class, everyone's just like, who the hell is that? Even the instructor would stop talking, like, who's that? And I guess they fill them in on who I am or what I'm doing there and stuff like that. And you just build a rapport. And there's a lot of people who work in the industry that come from similar backgrounds, such as yourself, especially in New York City. So it was very easy to relate to these people. It was very easy to get friendly with them. It was very easy to befriend them. And once you cross that boundary, that level, you also consume a level of confidence yourself. And you just start taking the game more and more serious. You start believing in yourself more. You start being a little more creative. Man, wow, this chef did that, yo. But wait, what if I took that and did this and put that together? You know what I mean? And I feel like every chef at the end of the day is pretty much, we're just a giant collage. It's his work mixed with hers work, mixed with this stuff, mixed with that stuff. And then you build it and you create your own personality, your own profile as a cook.
I think it's really important that you kind of talked about, you know, these different upbringings within the kitchen lifestyle, because, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, paint that I had, you know, the worst childhood growing up, because I think in a lot of ways I was really privileged. But, you know, working
God
with
bless
all
you
these,
for that, man.
exactly.
And God bless you for that,
No,
brother, for real.
and I think like
Highland
recognizing
Park
that,
living. That's the
exactly. And I'm not gonna sit here. Yeah, I'm not
very,
gonna right. But I think it's important that, you know, people who are getting in this game, and, you know, a lot of people from different backgrounds, you got to come there with an open-mindedness, and, you know, not sit there and say, oh, well, because of my background, you know, I can cook better than this person. You know, that analogy you gave of, you know, the CIA grad who, you know, somehow found the way to pay 60 grand for this bachelor's degree. Maybe they're living in debt. You know, I don't know the situation there, but now they're coming into the same arena with another guy who's got 3 times the work ethic and has to do it because he's got bills to pay. And this is the way that, you know, he's able to make a living legally. And now you got both of them fighting for the job. And who do you think is, you know, going to outwin? The guy who has the most heart.
Who's going to be more hungry? Who's going to be more hungry is the question.
Exactly.
And in the times where I was in positions where like I was interviewing people, I was just looking for hunger. I don't give a fuck if you know how to make a roux. Think I give a shit? You think I care that you know how to scramble a leg or two? I don't care. I want to see how much heart you got. And if you don't know it, I'm gonna teach you. Period.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of things should be.
I think so. And I think it's so important, that idea of heart. I mean, I can, like you said, you know, I can teach you how to make a mayonnaise. You know, some of the guys that I used to hire when I worked at a different company on the East Coast, you know, they're coming from situations of working at Cracker Barrel, working at movie theaters, working at bowling alleys, you know, and being blessed to be able to work in Michelin star environments in Chicago, and now coming down here to Florida. You know, like you said, it's up to us to sort of continue to teach and bring that information down. You know, it's an injustice for all those people before me, these Michelin star chefs that have, you know, given us this wisdom, and then for it to end there is an injustice. We have to continue to bring that to the next generation. So I'm glad you talked about that, because I think it's something that's incredibly important. A lot of people talk about how our industry is dying slowly, And I think it's up to us, you know, to revitalize that.
I mean, businesses and industries that I think will always be booming will be hospitals, funeral homes, and cooks. Eventually, they're gonna figure out Samsung gonna make a robot that they're gonna take our prep jobs, but we'll figure that out later on.
Miso robotics.
Right.
I gotta invest.
Daniel
Miso
Boulud,
robotics.
Daniel Boulud is a partner in that, believe it or not. And
I mean, I can see why, in the sense of it's scary to see where our industry could go. I don't know.
But
I mean,
but do you need a
right?
person to cook you fast food? You know, I don't think you do.
No,
I don't think
but
you do, bro, to be honest, but don't it taste better when someone made it?
yeah, exactly. Well, I think there'll always still be, you know, Art Smith talked about this a little bit, and we've talked about it on some other podcasts, but the intimacy of our industry. And I think there'll always be a human want for intimacy when you're having a dining experience. But when I'm going to McDonald's or Taco Bell, I'm not looking for intimacy. I'm shit-faced and I need my spicy potato taco. So it definitely makes you wonder, you know, what the future could look like. And you know, it might be a little bit more competitive. Maybe it'll be that revitalization. I don't know.
For me, especially, like, just to piggyback what you said about, like, you know, going to Taco Bell or whatever, being shit-faced and shit. Like, we seen the movie Burnt, and it's true. It's exactly what he said. And actually, it wasn't until I saw that movie when he's in that scene when he's sitting down, he's eating, I think he's eating like a double quarter pounder, and he says, "You know why I come here and eat?"
I love that scene, by the way.
It tastes exactly the same as the first time I walked to McDonald's. I come here because it's consistent, and it's the truth. Like, my comfort foods are consistent. My comfort food, my favorite thing to eat, like, in general, is a ham and cheese, lettuce, tomato, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, cold on a roll. I can eat that. I can eat 3 of them shits in one night and be happy all day.
any
I
dressing,
come home from
mayo, mustard.
yeah, of course, yeah. Mayo, salt, pepper, oil, vinegar. If I put pickles on it, I want some mustard. If I don't put pickles on it, I'll talk to you later. All right.
I love it.
I'll talk to you later. But I'm definitely like one of those chefs and stuff that, you know, when you come home, you're exhausted. You've been cooking all day. You just banged out 1,000 covers, 1,200 covers. You're tired, B. You mentally just you just wanna sit down. You wanna twist one. You wanna crack a beer open, put on your favorite show, and eat some junk food and pass out on the couch. Like, that's the truth. Like, I'm not one of those guys that is like, I come home and I'm super robotic and I'm gonna go to the kitchen and I'm gonna get the snow peas out the freezer and I'm gonna make some chicken stir fry. Nah, I'm gonna get a chopped cheese. I'm gonna get a bacon, egg, and cheese. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna twist that Zaza. I'm gonna play some Whoopty. Know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna enjoy myself. I need that mental health. I need that peace at night after working a tough day. You know, I've had like damn near anxiety attacks on the line, working the plancha, fucking making 400 burgers a night, like, and within like a 6-hour time frame. Yo, that'll drive you mad. So you come home and all you want is peace and quiet and comfort and the little things that make you happy, like petting your dog and stuff like that. Like, that's all you want. You can give a shit less about anything else. Like,
no, it's true. And I think it's important. And I know, you know, especially in our industry, that, you know, family lifestyle sometimes doesn't vibe with that. And so it's definitely difficult to kind of find that balance. But I know for me, you know, coming home to my girlfriend and my pit bull, that's, you know, perfect. Sit on the couch, hang out, chill. The dog, you know, wants some pets, but then I gotta tell him to go lay down. But
yeah. It's like, yeah, I love you. All right, go to your bed. Go to your bed.
I don't know. I gotta be honest. I love walking in when there's nobody home.
When you get home, you walk your
peace
dog.
and serenity.
Just 5 minutes. Nothing. Just
my last dog was a Pomeranian, and during quarantine, because I was living with my father at that time, it was like a tumbleweed of situations happening.
My wife came out the
2020.
room and she's mean mugging me now.
Uh-oh.
You did it, Vlad.
Hey, I'm just being honest. I'm just being 5 minutes. That's all I say.
It happens, bro.
5 minutes. But no, so to get back a little bit about your story, Chef. So you're doing the Chelsea Music Festival for about 6 years.
That's my big break. I'm a rookie cook.
Yeah.
I get my big break. And it wasn't even that long. It was probably like 2.5 weeks. And I finished this contract. In like 2014. It's like 2014. So I finished this contract. I'm fucking pumped. I'm pumped. Put me anywhere. I'll handle it. No problem. So shortly after that, literally immediately after that, I wind up getting a call from the fish market in Hunts Point. So I'm working for the Fulton Fish Market in Hunts Point. And I'm like, all right, cool. You're still a rookie cook. You got mad rust on you. You don't know much. Let's take this opportunity to work at the fish market. It's a union job. And let's learn about seafood. I worked there for 3.5 years. And I learned more about seafood than I would have ever learned in my entire career as a chef, or as a cook at that time, excuse me. Because I wasn't calling myself a chef at that time yet. I still believed that I was just a cook. You know what I mean? I didn't have that. I didn't have them balls. I didn't have them balls yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm working at the fish market. The shift is from 1 a.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday. Weekends off. But Sunday night, you got to come back to work because it's a Monday, Sunday night. So I hated that fucking job. At first, I liked it because it was a great opportunity. The money was amazing. Probably the most money I ever made at that time. That was the most money I was ever making. Probably pulling in like $50K a year. Easy, chilling. Doing grunt work. Just lifting boxes.
Yeah, what were your job duties?
Picking shit up, putting it down. That's my job. Picking it up, putting it down. Take it from this pallet, put it on that pallet, send that pallet over there. That's it. And then I got promoted like my second year. And we started the company that I worked for, which I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to mention their name. I'll tell you later. But the company that I was working for, they gave me a promotion to restaurant retail manager. So they had started a retail company on the side, but they were poaching customers from other people's retails. So imagine like 3 football fields long. Imagine like a narrow warehouse, 3 football fields long. And they have individual units. Each unit is their own company. My company was beep. And, and we had 3 units in that entire warehouse. The only unit that was bigger than us was, I believe, Blue Ribbon. Blue Ribbon was bigger than us at that time. But Blue Ribbon already had the retail company ship hopping. So maybe a year and a half, 2 years of me being in there, I get my little alley-oop. And now I'm running the restaurant retail management, meaning I'm taking care of their orders for the restaurants. Now, I'm an amateur cook, and I have to talk to chefs and stuff like that. I'm on the phone with these guys and all that. It was a surreal experience at first, and then I just start getting annoyed. Chefs are like, why you want to send me this fish? This fish is not fresh. But we're dealing with like $1 million accounts. We're talking about like, we're dealing with the Cipriani's, you know what I mean? We're dealing with Tricolores. Like we're dealing with some high-end restaurants.
Yeah.
Michelin star. There's some like booming restaurants that we're selling fish to. The main one that we would sell would, obviously our specialty was salmon. And we would also sell, because we did retail, we would pretty much purchase wholesale from the other companies that were there in the warehouse and then resell it at a value.
Gotcha.
We would sell oysters, blackfish, lobsters, you fucking name it. If it lives in the water, we sold it. We didn't care. If a crown was floating in the water and that's what you wanted, we get it out the water and sell it to you, baby. No cap. So I get promoted. I start doing that. Then I pick up a part-time. So I'm working from 1 a.m. to 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm running over to Washington Heights to go work at a restaurant doing pretty much just line cook, prep cook work and stuff like that. I want to keep that hunger alive. I wanted to keep that fire alive. I didn't want to forget about that because it made me feel really good about myself, and it was putting me. I felt like it was putting me in the right direction of where I was going to be for the rest of my life. So I started working 2 jobs at one time, and I'm like, yo, I'm exhausted, bro. I'm probably sleeping like 4 hours a day, 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I'm getting heart palpitations, bro. My heart's like skipping beats just because I'm not sleeping enough. Like
the cold sweats. The cold sweats.
Don't drink the beer, bro. Your heart will start beating.
that's when you know you gotta take a break when you have multiple days. Yeah.
So I make a decision. I'm 3.5 years in. I've been working a part-time for about a year. I made the choice and I said, you know what? Fuck this. And I just stopped showing up to that job. I literally like one Sunday, just never went back ever again. I made that choice. 2 weeks later, I'm one of the lead line cooks at a bar and grill here in the Bronx. Like probably like 40 minutes away from where I was living at the time. And I was so happy I could fucking cry. It was a great fucking time, man. It was awesome.
Did you take a pay cut for this job?
Hell yeah, I took a giant fucking pay cut. What? I went from like 50 bands to like 20. I went from making like $29.50 an hour to like $16 an hour, bro.
I think
like
that's a beautiful story when you have somebody that's so dedicated to the craft, but sometimes you need to take a step back in terms of pay to get that knowledge and experience to get way ahead or to get to the goals that you're chasing. I know I've had to take multiple pay cuts. I went from being a sous chef to a commis. Not only does your ego have to
hold up, shout out to that, by the way. Shout out to you living that struggle. You heard me, baby?
you definitely do. You sign up to eat a lot of shit, and I think the young guys coming in the game right now are not ready to eat as much shit as we have, and I really hope they prove me wrong.
I don't know if they're not ready,
they prove me wrong.
Yeah, part of me feels bad for them that they've been, I don't know, this sounds weird, but they haven't been set up to eat the shit, that they're sort of, this idea that eating that humble pie means that you're weak or that you something to be scared of. But every chef has a story like this where they've had to take a step back, realize they were in the wrong, and then they move forward and they work forward from that. Not being able to recognize when you make mistakes is a big detriment, I think, to a lot of growth right now in our industry.
Not having accountability in general in the kitchen is something that's like, it's almost not spoken of. Like, people are just so quick to throw the blame on someone and just not being accountable, not only for themselves, but just for the small things. Like where I'm at right now, I'm not the boss. You know what I mean? I know that when I pass by and the dish rack is full and you got to go up, grab something, take it upstairs. You know what I mean? Things like that. Show some kind of initiative, show some kind of effort. Just show something, not only to the people around you, because obviously in the kitchen, if you're working in the kitchen with a bunch of lazy motherfuckers, man, you are eventually going to be lazy your fucking self, period. But if you start showing initiative and the boss starts being like, yo, thank you for doing that. Oh, yo, I appreciate that. Or, yo, can you do something that's out of your pay grade real quick? Just help me out real quick. Can you help me do that real quick? You're like, yeah, fuck it, I got it. Either way, I literally get paid to do this shit. So what am I complaining about? You know what I mean?
I love that. My number one pet peeve in a kitchen of, breeding these, people who are just coming to our industry is those words, that's not my job.
Dude,
that's not my job.
I was saying that in my brain. I was like,
that's not my job,
champ. And I shit you not.
Unless 2 dishwashers called out, then I'm gonna tell you, yo, bro, hold up. Let's think about this. Both of these dudes is up there. What they doing if they're taking so long to bang this stuff out? Let's talk about that. But aside from that, if I've taken shifts, bro, where I'm the lead line cook, I'm the kitchen manager, and I have to come in and I'm the dishwasher that day. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Like people like to pretend that things are below them for some reason or another. And I don't know where that shit comes from. It don't make no sense to nobody. You know what I mean? Because if the GM not in and the head and that, the executive chef is in, the executive chef got to deal with the bullshit the GM can't deal with at the moment.
Yeah.
It just 100%. Is what it is. Everybody got to have each other's back. And I definitely do believe this younger generation is going to be the generation of cooks that are probably they're going to be hiring robots at their kitchen because they can't handle the pressure. Time will tell.
I'm opening up a burger shop. Oh, how many cooks you got? Oh, no, I bought 17 robots.
Nah, I got like 3 Tesla robots in the back right now. They whipping it.
Yeah, solar Tesla cooking robots. You heard it here first. Elon Musk, Billion-dollar idea right there.
We want some equity for this.
Shout out to my guy Elon Musk, bro. You already know the vibes. Give me $1 million, bro.
Sell solar Tesla cooking robots. I love it.
That would be an ultimate goal of this podcast.
Just be outside on the iron hibachi and shit.
There you go.
Well, that would work great. Like Mongolian grills and hibachis would.
Yeah.
Anything on a griddle, I think a robot can be,
Probably.
For sure.
So,
by the way, shout outs to weed being legal in New York. You already know. My dude Cuomo holding it down for us, you heard?
Is it recreationally legal from this year, or how long it's been?
Man, I've been smoking weed since I was 15, bro. I don't even
I know that, but
they can open up a dispensary right next to the bodega, and I will never go.
It's expensive, dude. They're taxing here in Chicago.
Shout out to the black market. Whoa, hey. Allegedly.
No support. Exactly. No support there. Yeah, no, I kind of got off track. I even forgot what we were really even talking about. Just having a good time here.
Yeah, I think that it's important, that we're talking about the young industry professionals coming in.
Yes.
One of the major keys.
Not my job.
Exactly, not my job. But, talking about the fact that how we can bring them, up to speed, how we can bring them to the place that we're at. And I think a lot of that.
You got to OG them.
Yeah, for me, a lot of that was tough love. I mean, I remember some of the chefs that were the hardest on me, laser pointer in the eyes because I wasn't moving fast enough. Some of those chefs I look now and I have so much gratitude for them, maybe not for laser pointer in the eyes, but for that constant commitment, to always pushing me to be that better version of myself. When I first started in this game, I was the slowest line cook. I had that attitude like I'm better than doing that, or I don't have to do dishes, or, that's just the prep guy. I'm the line cook guy. And, very quickly I was like, holy shit, I got this all wrong. I'm looking at this through the wrong lenses. I'm doing only detriment to myself. There's so much that I can learn from every single person, every single position, has a story to tell.
I seen a dishwasher come out the dish pit because we were 2 men short, knocks out the prep list, and then jumps on the line.
Exactly.
Like I was like, once I saw that, I was like, yo, bro, when I see him tomorrow, he's getting a shrimp burger. Like, no joke. Like, yeah, it's and that's beautiful thing to see because you realize like, damn, all right, well, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was.
Well, and that's where that family bond really comes in, and they're there for you, right? Like you said, everybody's got to have each other's back, and then kind of tying into what Doug is saying and what you're saying is you have to be open to opportunity. You have to be open to saying, when you say yes to taking out the trash in extra time or washing the dish in extra time, that opens a couple roads down the line that you may have not even thought about, or experiences that you might have never even been able to get. And it's all about being open to the opportunity and open to whatever kind of comes your way, which leads to all these experiences that really shape your character, build your work ethics, and make you a all-around well-rounded chef that can leader and give that back to the next generation. Because I think that's what it's all about, right? We got our knowledge from chefs.
It's all about being the OG to these young ones. That's it. Got to pull them to the side when they're doing something wrong. Like, yo, bro, listen, I know it's not my place to tell you this or make you feel uncomfortable, but yo, you keep coming in late every 20 minutes, bro. Like by 20 minutes, like, yo, bro, you should tighten up your schedule or wake up a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? Like things like that makes a big difference for the whole team to have that chemistry, have that flow, little things like that. And I'm just bringing up like one little thing. It could also be something as, when you finish working, bro, let me tell you something. Clean up your station real quick. It takes 2 minutes to clean your station up. You know what I mean? Like, damn, like you just left mad carrot shavings on the table. Like, yo, just wipe that shit down. Even if you throw the shit on the floor, wipe the shit down. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wipe that surface down, because 9 times out of 10, most chefs don't even look at the floor. Like
exactly. And next time, put plastic wrap down on your station, so when you peel the carrots, you just
little things like that.
Plastic wrap. We use parchment paper.
Yo, dude, don't touch raw chicken and then go around with the same fucking gloves, such as something else. Don't do little like But obviously, like some people can, you're gonna have two types of people.
That would kill me. That would just kill me if somebody just walked around.
I would lose my shit. I would lose my shit. I saw the other day. I watched the other day. Somebody was making family meal, and they're, oh god. Yo, bro, touching the raw meat, grabbing the seasonings. I was like, yo, fam, write down everything you just fucking touched. I was like, please. And he's like, but you're not my boss. I was like, you know what? How about I go tell the boss? I was like, give me a second. And I'm about to like walk away. Like I was pump faking. Obviously, I'm not gonna snitch on nobody. We don't do that. I'm from New York, baby. You know what I'm saying? Tekashi don't rock out here. Stay home. Stay where you at. So yeah, it's like, nah, but you say little things like that, like, damn. And then what it does psychologically, like even from being a leader or being someone who has been in that position, you psychologically, what you kind of do is like, they're just like, damn, wait, what I did was really wrong. And shit, I'm about to get barked at it for it. Like, oh shit, you start wiping everything down. I want to say like 80% of the people I've worked with in the industry don't have food handler's license. And that's another thing. You cannot have a culinary degree, but to not have a food handler's license working in New York City, like to me, that's just like, ugh, get away from me. It's like, get away from me. And what I mean by that, when you don't have the knowledge of how food is supposed to be treated and cared for in order not to affect someone's immune system, let alone someone's livelihood, you could kill someone if you treat food a certain way. So one thing I value, especially like if I'm looking for someone with experience, I value for someone with a safe serve or a food handler's license of the sort, you know, because you have to be able to absorb. You don't remember everything, but I want to say you remember at least 60% of that information, the important shit.
Right.
What temperature chicken has to be cooked at, beef has to be cooked at, what temperature fish should be cooked at, shellfish. You understand what I'm saying? How to treat fresh and live shellfish, how to treat frozen lobsters, et cetera, and I can go on all day. You know, the list goes on the small little minute mistakes that happens in kitchens that people don't have knowledge of. People don't know you got to clean the ice machine every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? People don't do that. You get what I mean? Like it's little things like that when I'm looking for, when I put up or I read experience 3-4 years. When I ask you questions at the interview, that's the experience I'm looking for. Now, how many times the ice machine got to get cleaned? Things like that. You know, assuming, and again, this is another factor which hurts the industry a lot too. Businesses not being able or not wanting to give overtime. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing that's a huge factor in why some restaurants look the way they look at the BOH at the back of the house. Now, you're not gonna invest in your restaurant for us to clean it. That shit gonna look like shit by a month from now. There's gonna be grease everywhere in this bitch.
So with that kind of being out there, do you think that we need, as restaurants as a whole, need to raise their prices to kind of cover all those overtimes and raise up pay? Or do you think, it's kind of good where it's at right now?
I feel like right now, especially right now, we're talking 2021 right now. There's so many ways to promote your business that you can figure out a way to generate more money. And especially from a New York City standpoint right now, with a lot of takeout and stuff like that, I feel like a lot of these companies, because again, shout outs to Weekend Warriors, digital media marketing company. I'm the director of client relations for them. I feel like a lot of restaurants, a lot of business owners here in New York City don't have the knowledge of what social media can do for your company. And a lot of them are so old school that they're probably not even willing to take $1,000 out of their pocket and invest into their social media.
It's a hard sell for them, for sure. And I stumble that.
Yes.
It's like, what? I'm going to spend $1,000 on what? So I can get this many views. But it's like, no, it's about the engagement, and it's about the people knowing, and it's about, being present and kind of going back off.
It's about the knowledge. People don't have the knowledge of who you are as an establishment. How are you going to learn the knowledge? 90% of the people get their knowledge from the internet anyway. Why you not on the internet, Papa? Hello? What's up let's make a Google page.
Right. If you go trending as a restaurant,
put it Twitter, TikTok, like, hello? It's so easy now to teach people about these resources that are right in front of our faces. Like, I can grab my cell phone and I'm literally walking around with a supercomputer right now. You know, it's just lack of knowledge. And soon I'm about to start just pretty much selling food out of the office. Like, that's where it's gonna be, because the presence is already there. People know what I'm doing. People know what I'm capable of. People know how I'm gonna love everything that I do. So whether I'm making a clothing company or I'm selling food independently, or I'm in a music video or I'm rapping or whatever the case may be, like, I have the knowledge. And I'm trying to give everybody the knowledge, but a lot of these businesses and a lot of these people out here, they just don't want to take it. They don't want to understand it. And that's on them. That's on them.
Do you know who Gary Vee is?
Yeah, I know Gary Vee, man. That motherfucker makes me giggle, bro.
He's also a New Yorker, man.
Gary Vee don't play that shit. When Gary Vee got something to say, he got something to say, and you better listen, because it's important. You know what I mean? I hope through this I get to link with Gary Vee real quick. All I need is 1 hour with him. I just need 1 hour just to be around him and just walk away. That's it.
There you go.
I'll go get a bacon, egg, and cheese when I'm done.
Speaking on that, Chef, about your clothing line, I see you repping Bodega Mafia. Tell our viewers and your viewers, where can they find Bodega Mafia? What do you got going on? Where can they get some more of this vibe?
Well, I ordered 24 shirts and I sold out the first day. So
there you go.
I'm just waiting for the manufacturer to send me my joints. I got my shirts coming hopefully sometime next week. Website will be back up. It's bodegamafia.com. This is for the people, man. This is for the corner store boys. This is for people who love getting shit-faced and go and eat Taco Bell at 2 a.m. Like, this is for my people. Like, this is just strictly for the culture. This is for all my deli cooks making chopped cheeses at 2, 3 in the morning. These are for the kids hanging outside 2, 3 in the morning because they don't got nowhere to go. And that's a safe place sometimes, believe it or not. Yeah. Whether you're in the streets or not. Like, this is not to glorify the negative, the negative is of the streets. This is to glorify the positive things that happen in the streets, the mentorships that you get from having, to be out a little bit too late. Maybe not come home when your mama told you to come home, things like that. Like, this is for the culture, and this is also for my line cooks, man. We all part of the Bodega Mafia. We all a part of that union, that brotherhood. I can meet a cook anywhere in the world, and maybe we have different ideologies, but the fact that we cook, we're gonna respect each other for sure. So that's what Bodega Mafia is all about, man. It's about the culture of cooking. It's about the culture of the convenience store. It's just that. It's the culture. It's everything.
I love that. I think it's important for us to remember the cultures of where we come from, and like we talked about a lot on this. It helps keep us well-rounded as a person, and sometimes the word grounded has these negative connotations, but I think it's important for us to remember, what life was like before, any of these good graces happened, and, before anything in the future happens. Yeah,
and kind of wrapping that thought up, we had an amazing chef, Sean Myers, and he said, some of the most important things in life is to know what not to do. So sometimes hanging out at 3 a.m. with the wrong crowd will definitely have you sitting at the table going like, yo, this is not for me. Nope.
Yo, bro, listen, hanging out with the wrong cooks, I have you up at 3 a.m. sitting at a round table. If you get what I'm saying,
Yeah, I mean, that's
exactly
you. And
I don't
honestly,
see the devil and went to church the next day.
When you're hungry, and I know describing everything we heard, I know you were hungry, and definitely I know I've caught myself.
I'm always gonna be hungry.
At that, all right, let's grab a drink. All right, let's go to the bar. All right, let's go to my house. And then when you're at the house, you're like, yeah, I mean, this is not gonna get me to my next step.
Listen,
like, unfortunately,
I've had nights where I'm scared shitless at 7 a.m. Like, yo, how the fuck I'm gonna make it to work? And one of my jobs at the time, I had one of those moments. My job was 5 minutes away from the crib. Literally, I could walk to, I could I could spit and hit the building. Bro, but that's what it's all about, man. These are the small experiences that through living through it and actually being a part of it and creating it and making it happen, that these are little things that you're gonna have to experience every now and then. And like Jay-Z said, man, that off your shoulder, you heard me?
100%. That's what builds your character and what makes you special. And
that's what makes you more resilient. And especially in this industry, if you can't understand resiliency, you will never be the best chef or the best line cook or even the best prep cook you're ever going to be. If you can't be resilient, again, it's talking about eating the humble pie. We're backtracking to that. Eating the humble pie. Sometimes you might get your shit chewed out. How are you going to react to that? You could take it one of two ways. You could take it personal. Or you could just brush that dirt off your shoulders and just, all right, cool, fuck it. All right, that's what he said.
Definitely.
I'm gonna put his foot in his mouth right now. I'm gonna chop these scallions twice as fast. Like
I've definitely said fuck you to pretty much every chef I've ever worked for inside my brain. I
slapped one of my chefs one time. I didn't give a fuck. Piece of shit.
that I might not have enough balls to do that, but I've definitely been, in those scenarios where you're like, fuck this guy right now. But you don't say it.
Resiliency.
You keep your head down, and at the end of the
shift,
shift,
down, you take the bullshit.
You get a little nod, you get a little pat on your back. You're happy. You're a happy camper.
That's all I need. I mean, and that's another thing too that I think is missing. It's missing in the kitchen, just for like mental health aspects. Like, when someone knocks something out, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That little thing can really like change someone's day, and that's something, especially like where I'm at now, you don't hear a lot of. And I found myself being the one like kind of complimenting people, like, yo, you did. I'm like just gassing them up, like, yo, you just did that in this so much time. Like, damn, I couldn't do that. That's crazy.
Real quick, I just remembered all the stories you posted today were hilarious. I was laughing my ass off, all of them.
Most of the time when I'm just like at home on whatever like kind of off time, if I'm not with my daughter, like I'll just be on Instagram looking for mad memes, bro. I just be bored, bro. If I'm not working on my company or working on me or with my wife or whatever, I'm just
something about tomato, potato, I was like, all right, this is awesome. And then I stumbled upon this text conversation, and it's like manager, and the manager goes, oh, somebody called off, and somebody goes, oh, well, damn, that sucks. Good luck, though.
Yo, bro, people call out where I'm at right now. People are calling out like this. I call it the COVID skidoo. I call it the COVID skidoo. They just wake up one day and all of a sudden they have a cold and they can't come into work.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, you motherfuckers, man. They went out the night before. You're just like, what, I ain't gonna say that. I'm gonna let it rock.
Exactly. Well, Chef, before we let you go, I just want to say thank you so much for touching on so many important topics, from talking about humble pie, resiliency, to, being the ones to guide this younger generation. I think a lot of important topics, and I hope for anyone out there that was
mental health
listening.
I think
mental health.
That's been across the board, and I think one of the assets that we have on this podcast is that we're sharing that awareness, and multiple chefs have brought it up, in different scenarios, different perspectives. And I think, since we do hear it so often, I think it's very important. And I just kind of want to take this moment and be like, yo, guys, if you guys need anything, hit us up in the DMs.
That's
just let us know. And, if we can't help you out financially, we're going to figure out something that we can do for you. And
don't call me for money. I'm poor as shit. And what little money I got from that stimulus, I'm trying to put it in this clothing brand. So if you can help a brother out, I feel you. If you can't and you need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up on IG, Instagram. Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese. Compound word, obviously. No underscores, no nothing. And if there's any chef or any cooks that are listening right now, Truffle Boy, Doug already said it. Hit us up, please. Because I care about everybody. And especially if we can relate to what, to a topic that we both love, I will always be here for anyone who just needs someone to talk to. And if I don't hit you up right away or I catch you 2 days later, just know I'm gonna follow through on that. I also check my like the unsecured messages as well. So
Right
don't
now you
even
got
trip, bro.
now you got the top requests and the I mean, man, it's like you got the general, you got, oh my god,
everybody.
man, it's
Yeah.
like, all right. But real quick, everybody that's kind of flourishing, doing good, got a lot of money, hit up Bodega Mafia, grab a couple shirts, sell the man out, and likewise hit up our Etsy page, get all this amazing merch. But if you can support, so that people that, you know, doing things out there to support the community,
Yes,
and where
sir.
they can do that
We
as
out
well. So kind of
You know the
wrapping
vibes.
up
Yo,
on the
I hope Spider Cuz hits you up, man. I hope Spider Cuz hits you up. Spider Cuz used to be a chef, man.
we did have a Twitch tuner tuning in. Chef NYCA said, "That's my boy. He's gone all the way from, you know, selling drugs to now cooking shit up. Proud of you." And then he did say the prr. So that's pretty awesome to have, you know, your people tuning in and enjoying the vibe as well. Kind of,
Yeah, man.
we have this amazing question that we ask, and we've got a ton of different variations, ton of different stories. So we're really interested to kind of keep this going. And, you know, the last question to wrap up this podcast is, why 86? Where did it come in your life? Do you have any stories behind it? What's the thing?
All right, are we talking about the phrase when you 86 something, or why just in general
Yeah.
86?
No, the phrase, you know, what's the origin? Have you heard of a story of why we all, you know, just wildly accept it as fact?
Nah, man, that shit just came to the soul. Just sometimes you just gotta go bye-bye. Probably 1986 is probably one of the worst years in culinary history, probably. That's why we say 86. I don't fucking know why we call it 86, but when I hear 86, it has to go. Why am I looking at it? It stinks. Get that shit the fuck out of my face. Hello? No, I don't know. Can you actually tell me the 86 story real quick? And we'll end it right there?
I
So
mean,
there is
yeah.
no legit 100%, this is where it came from
I
story.
think it came from 1986.
And
I
we
think
love
you're the
that.
first
We
one to
love
guess
that.
that. Yeah. Or does someone else said that's because that's the year they were born?
Probably, yeah,
Yeah.
1986.
Somebody's like,
yeah.
yeah, just 86 me. Like, what? I'm gonna go back to
we've
my mom's
gotten,
room.
you know, we've gotten wide ranges from stories of like, you know, a young waiter coming up to, you know, an old waitress, Debbie, with, you know, a smoker's lungs, and,
Blood
you know,
loves this story.
I love this story. It's like, because I can imagine it. You know, this young waitress just lost, doesn't know what happened. One of the cooks goes 86, you know, the chicken, and she comes up to Debbie, you know, the veteran there, and she goes, "Oh, 56 the chicken," and, you know, Debbie's like, "No, these are 56. We're 86 in the chicken." So I thought that was hilarious. I don't know, it made me laugh.
She mean like that? Yeah, they're gonna eat this raw ass disgusting chicken. So we gonna 8E6 these chickens.
No, she was referring to her breast size, that she had pretty big breasts, and that the chicken is actually 86. I'm really bad at retelling jokes that are not mine.
I want the left titty
experience.
then. I want the left titty. If she got
Um,
titties like that, I want the left one.
Was it Chef Emerson who told us this? I believe Chef Emerson Frisbee. So if you want to check that pod out towards the end, as we wrap things up, we get a wide range of stories. Another one was like the military, where they take you 8 miles out and 6 feet under, and that's why you're 86th. Which makes sense, right? A lot of these make sense.
I
but
mean, all that makes sense. It all adds up. Like, you serve raw chicken in a military kitchen, yeah, you gotta die. Like, you just killed a whole platoon of motherfuckers. You just gave everybody salmonella.
Exactly. So we've gotten a wide range, and we like to wrap things up on that note. But we really
man,
appreciate.
I got no clue, bro. I got no clue.
That's a great answer as well.
I have nothing for that.
I like
bro.
that you took a dabble at it. Our last guest, Mark Verhees, he's in the financial sector, nothing to do with food, but went to culinary school with us. He didn't know a thing about it either. He just knew 86 means there's no more of that item. That's what that means.
That's it.
86 can mean one or two things. Throw the shit out, or we don't got it. That's it.
Exactly.
And
But
yeah,
anyway, gentlemen, it was an honor. It was a pleasure. It's Jon P from the Bronx. I'm over here with the two homies right now. I sort of got. I'm gonna know y'all for the rest of my life. Stop playing with me.
We love it,
it's
Chef.
awesome.
We appreciate you sharing your wisdom and your experiences and
Yes,
kind
sir.
of what got you in this, and just showing everybody that there's 100 different perspectives, and we hope to continue to gain on that and continue to record people's stories and create this community and this understanding of we all got something in common, so there's no
We
reason
always
to be
do.
strangers.
Nope. There's nothing to be strange about if we love the same thing, brother. Yo, guys, thank you so much for this. This was an honor. This was a pleasure. I'm definitely gonna be sending you guys some Bodega Mafia stuff. You know the vibes. Y'all deserve it.
Us
And
as
shit,
well,
I'll
Chef.
catch you guys 15 episodes from now. We'll see where I'm at. You heard?
We'll do
Love
that.
it. We will definitely have to have a recap.
We gotta
As
close
always,
this with a
guys, make sure to like, follow, subscribe, show love to us, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. You guys have a good
Boom,
evening.
boom.
And like Doug wants to wrap this up, he has his catchphrase. What's
Do
your
your thing,
catchphrase?
Papa.
Everyone, make sure you wear your masks unless you're in Texas.
And stay safe.
Later, kid.
There you go, guys. That's a wrap.